Hello, mathematicians. Today we are going to be doing a little bit of review. So yesterday was a little review about adding and subtracting money. And today we're just going to review a little bit about some of the things we've learned in the past, which is always prudent for us to go back and think about what have we learned before, just to make sure that we don't forget all of the other things we've been learning this year in math. So today we're going to look at review 9. And for this one, because there are a lot of problems, let's see, here's number 1, and it goes all the way to number 15. For this one, what you might want to do is maybe not work on doing all of the steps. That would take a really long time. But maybe for this one, just thinking about how do I solve the problem. So which up here, we're doing a little bit of, let's see, for number 1, we're doing some adding. Some review. There's 3 numbers that we're adding, so we can see if we remember how to line those up the vertical way and add them up properly. And then for number 2, we've got some subtraction practice. This is often kind of tricky for us, this subtracting, especially like this one where we've got 2 9s there. That would be a good one to practice. For number 3, we're going to do some subtraction. That's not subtraction. It's multiplication. That little x times, we're going to multiply 6 times 4. Did you say 24? 10 times 5. Did you say 50? 3 times 8. Did you say 24? Nice job. Ooh, what do you notice about the product of these 2 equations or expressions? 3 times 8, 6 times 4. They have the same product, right? The same answer. Factor times factor equals product. 3 times 8 is 24, and 6 times 4 is 24. All right, nice work. And then we have a little division that we're practicing for number 4. And remember, when we are dividing, we can use multiplication to help us, because multiplication and division are inverse operations. That's a fancy word for opposites. So 16 divided by 4, we can think about, well, 4 times what is 16? And we know 4 times 4 is 16. So 16 divided by 4, 4. 18 divided by 2, we can think about 2 times what gets us up to 18. And we know 2 times 9 is 18. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. And 90 divided by 10, we can think about 10 times what equals 90. And that answer would be 9. All right, so let's look at a few of these together. For number 5, we have what is the total length around the triangle. And if we're trying to find the total length, are we going to add or subtract? Did you say add? Nice work. All right, let's take a look at number 6. It says some students were asked to measure the length of their footprints. Kyle measured his footprint in inches. Remember we did inches? This is an inch. Or we could do your finger, this part of your thumb is an inch. All right, so Kyle measured his footprint in inches, and Sean measured his footprint in centimeters. Teeny tiny centimeters. For which unit was the number greater, inches or centimeters? So if you were measuring your foot, how long your foot was, and if you used inches, you can think about, well, let's see. And if you have a ruler around your house, you could actually do this. If I measured my foot in inches, let me see. Let me see if Miss Taylor can get her foot up here. Shouldn't really be sticking my foot up on the screen here, should I? Oh, there's my foot. There it is. All right. If I was going to measure in inches, it's kind of a hard stretch here. Maybe I would have, well, let's see. I have to turn my foot sideways now. Oh, maybe about 8 of those. But if I were measuring my foot, I got to bring it back. In centimeters much smaller, and it's going to take more of my fingers to measure in centimeters. So, for which unit was the number greater, inches or centimeters? So if you were measuring your foot, you would have more centimeters, right? It would probably take me 25 of these to measure my foot. All right, number 7, how many tens are there in the number 349? And we know all about place value, don't we? That 3 means 3 hundredths. That 4 means 4 tens, and that 9 means 9 ones. So if we're looking for the tens, we would look in that middle place. There are 4 tens. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to skip over a couple of these. Why don't we go to the next page? Let's find an interesting one here. What about number 13? We haven't done one of these in a while. If Jordan saves $3 a week, how much money does he save in 5 weeks? And if we want to know how much money he saves in 5 weeks, should we add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Well, let's see. If he saves $3 a week, and another name for that would be $3 in each week. So each week he saves $3. How much money does he save in 5 weeks? What are we going to do? If you said multiply, you are correct. Nice job. And then let's take a look at number 14. It says, Mrs. Gray walked from her house to the bank and then to the store. How far did she walk? All right, let's see. Well, there's Mrs. Gray's house, and she walked from her house to the bank. There's the bank. And then to the store. All right, so if we want to know the total distance, we are going to add. Nice job. All right, and the last one. John bought a packet of nuts for $2.45. He gave the cashier $5. How much change did he receive? So if we're trying to find out how much change he received, should we add or subtract? If you said subtract, you are correct. So for this one, you can either use mental math or you can do the vertical algorithm to subtract. I think I'm going to try using mental math. Let's see. If John bought a packet of nuts and it was $2.45 and he gave the cashier $5. So we want to know how much change did he receive. So I'm going to think about it as $5 minus $2.45 equals. All right, so I'm going to think about the $5 as a 4 and a 1. And then I can think about, well, I know $4 minus $2 is $2. And then I can think about $1 minus 45 cents, and I know that's 55 cents. So he would receive $2.55 in change. Now, if you didn't want to do it that way, of course, you could do it the vertical algorithm way, where we line them up this way. That is definitely something that you could do too. All right, so you could do it the vertical way. That is a good idea. All right, so just a little review for us today. It's really good for us to go back and practice some of the things we worked on before, especially multiplying and dividing and adding, subtracting, 3-digit numbers, things like that. Your homework for today is workbook pages 90 and 91. And on page 90 and 91, they are word problems. So try to pick some of them to do all the steps. That's really good for your brain to think about. Step 1, underline the question. Step 2, write an answer sentence. Step 3, go ahead and think about who or what are we talking about. And you know what, maybe it would be prudent for us to do just one together. Just one thing for our homework together. And let's see, Miss Taylor needs a, she's going to get little Kleenexes. Let's see. I am going to, let's see. Can I, can't pause that. Let's see. Why don't I run and get a tissue, and then we'll do one more together. All right, I am back. So we're going to do just one sample problem together from our workbook. And why don't we do this last problem in our workbook on page 91. And it says, let me zoom in for us here. See if we can do all the steps for this one. All right. It says a calculator costs $9.50. A pen is $1.60 cheaper than the calculator. Find the cost of the pen. So we can think about, let's see, that's kind of our question, even though it's not a question, it's what we're supposed to do, what we're supposed to find out, or what we're supposed to solve. Find the cost of the pen. So at the bottom of our paper, we can make that into an answer sentence. Oops, a bit too close there. All right. So we can say the pen costs blank dollars. All right. Now we're going to go back and think about, let's see, what are we talking about? We're talking about how much a calculator costs and how much a pen costs. So the price of a calculator and the price of a pen. And because we are comparing, we're kind of thinking about one of them costs more and one of them costs less. Let's draw 2 unit bars. And I'm going to go ahead and make one a little bit smaller because we know that the calculator costs more than the pen. And if we go back and we look at our problem, the calculator costs $9.50. And the pen is $1.60 cheaper than the calculator. So does the pen cost $1.60? No, it's actually, we do our little dotted line. This is the difference between the two. And that's $1.60. So the difference here is $1.60. The pen is $1.60 cheaper. So our question mark goes here. We are trying to find out the cost of the pen. So in order to find out the cost of the pen, we are going to subtract. So it's kind of like thinking about our calculator is the whole number. One of the parts is how much cheaper the pen is, and the other part is how much the pen costs. So over here to the right, we're going to work our computation. 950 minus 160. 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 minus 6, oh, we can't do it. We can almost do it, but not quite. So I'm going to go next door and do a little renaming here. I'm going to take one of these dollars, 100 cents, and bring it over here. Now my 5 tens becomes 15 tens. And then I can do 15 minus 6 is 9. Oops, got my decimal points there. My dollar sign. And then 8 minus 1 is 7. Let's go back to our problem and think about, would that make sense? If the pen costs $7.90, is that $1.60 cheaper? I think so, because 7 plus 1 is 8. And then 90 cents plus 60 cents, well, that would be another dollar. So bump us up to $9.50, which is our whole number here. So that would make sense. So the pen costs $7.90. All right. And that is all I have for you today. Good luck on your math assignment, mathematicians. I miss you, and I hope I get to see you soon. All right. Have a great day.